literally the only way to get Central America relevant in this game. Hello viewers, and welcome to the 21st episode of my 1943 Germany Let's Play challenge. In this episode, or at the start of it, as you saw, I went through a little detour in Central America, and I annexed most of the nations that were there, puppeting a single country as opposed to multiple ones that were present before I entered. Here I did Colombia in finally, and I will release them as planned because I want to puppet all of the countries that I will conquer here in South America and Central America. The long-awaited Operation Barbarossa 2.0 will begin shortly, opening with a nuclear attack on Polotsk, I believe. Well, I'll have to see myself because I don't remember. And so, Greater Colombia has been liberated. It is fairly difficult, of course, to monitor these naval invasions that will be coming from the Allies, but they are a shell of their former self, so it should not be too difficult to deal with. Here I am preparing the strategic bomber and allow myself nuclear clearance against the Soviet Union. They'll not nuke me back because they do not have nukes yet, hence why I decided to be so brave. Now the only problem behind all of this was that the Soviets have a lot of divisions and manpower, while I have limited amounts of it. So I'll have to try to make this a swift victory of sorts, or at least as swift as I can, while encircling Soviet divisions. Also, another nuisance was that the divisions of my allies always got in the way when I invaded the Soviet Union, which was a bit annoying, but I sorted all of it out. So as you can see at the start, I used my nukes strategically to encircle the Soviet divisions, well, all the northern front of the Soviet Union, so that I'll have an easier time defeating a weakened Red Army. Though it did take a little while because I messed up in a few places, which is rather unfortunate, but I got the pocket destroyed in the end, which is all that matters to me. Also trying to push in other provinces. Of course, I'm just melting the Soviet divisions away with my own, but the problem is that despite their organization dropping and me winning very quickly, I still take quite a few losses from the USSR, which hurts me quite a bit. So the only thing that I hope is that I can beat the Soviets without going into further extend mobilization, which will hurt my country a lot. I don't want any of that. I mean, I had 1000 manpower before restarting this operation, so it should be enough. Here they are resisting a lot in northern Latvia, which is a bit annoying, but it's nothing I can't deal with. I also tried to push into Finland, but I managed to push into Teriyaki, but not into Viipuri, due to the strong fortification in that province. Here I'm deciding to nuke them again. I decide to encircle as many as I can in Tallinn and northern Estonia as opposed to those islands, because it's annoying to get those divisions destroyed once they are in that island of theirs due to the amphibious landing debuff. So now I'm attempting to rush into Moscow, or at least advance along the northern front as much as I could. Winter is ending there, as you can see, since it is April. So, pretty successful battle here. I had to make a few more units join it to make it even easier, and I finally got one of the technologies from air doctrines and land doctrines, modern spearhead and the helicopter gunship wing doctrine, which really buffs up my infantry and CAS. So now my infantry is more of an impressive fighting force, which is great and needed. The Soviet Union is significantly weakened after that invasion of mine, and now I try to focus on the south, or on the Ukrainian front, which turned out to be a bit of a mess due to poor handling of the situation. I mean, I won't call it very poor handling, but I could have handled it much better. Though the Red Army is crippled enough after that encircling campaign, so I don't see why. So I don't think it was that detrimental, at least what I did to me, because I'm going to win anyway. All I need now is time and a few molecular bombs, which I've been using quite liberally as opposed to spamming them. Here I encircled quite a few divisions in Crimea, and I let the Romanian divisions guard Kerch. I encircled less divisions in this episode than the one where I first invaded the United States of America, but it's still a pretty impressive amount. So after those troops strategically redeployed there, I tried to call off the Soviets, which kind of failed at the start, but towards the end I managed to do it, which was awesome. Though with every Soviet province I take, my manpower growth increases slightly. So the more I conquer the Soviet Union, the easier it will be on my manpower. Here I tried to encircle them in Dnipropetrovsk, but it succeeded. Kind of, at least. I got 4 divisions there. Which is not impressive, but it worked. So now I'll try to encircle them in Vitebsk. Or, no, not encircle them. Well, I mean, my main goal was to clear out the partisans that are playing everything, which partially worked. Here I tried to break into Sarniden, Konotop and Chernigov to encircle them there, but it failed, unfortunately. It was very ambitious, and it was not a big surprise that it failed. So I'm trying it again by nuking that province now. Here I'm nuking Chernigov, and it worked. With nothing a few nukes can't fix. Now I managed to encircle them in Vitebsk, those 10 divisions, and quite a few divisions here in Ukraine, like 30 something, I believe. I also encircled, or at least attempted to, succeeded in encircling them in Gomel, which is awesome. And now the army is just in a massive disarray and needs a fair bit of organization, which I don't really want to do, since the Red Army is a shell of the former self at the moment. So now I checked and the capital was in Gorky, so I'll try to encircle the province and make their supply lines just decimated, because the capital will be encircled since all of the supply comes from that capital, which means that their units will be out of supply. Or at least it should mean that. That will make for a very easy victory. So here I am trying to thrust towards the Caucasus, because my oil is actually running out, which is a bit of a surprise. And there it finally ran out. Here I'm researching rudimentary physical examinations for the manpower growth and advanced material science, because I finally needed. Also, Japan invaded the CSA, which I had to deal with. My allies are making short work of Brazil, which is awesome. Another nuke has been thrown in Kozyolsk. Yeah, Kozyolsk probably. And in Belgorod. Also, if I was Stalin, I would just pull the trigger at this moment, because the Red Army is decreasing a lot, and I just don't see them coming back from this anymore. I mean, I do end up with a rather small amount of manpower after all of this, but I believe it will be more than enough to finish off the Soviet Union. And another nuke has been dropped in this province. Yes, 5 divisions have been encircled in Kaluga. I tried to push into here, which doesn't work particularly well, so that offensive has been stopped. I'm quite surprised at how powerful and just costly the invasion of the Soviet Union is, but I'm succeeding bit by bit, which is important. So they pushed me out there and encircled those divisions in Tula, which I managed to see just in time and prevent it. So the Battle of Kursk has begun and ended quite quickly. Should have probably tried to encircle them in Kursk, but I figured that was a bit of a very out of reach operation, or a very ambitious one, as I should have said. So I also want to push them in the north and liberate Norway from the Soviet Union, which will be the next lands, and encircle Gorky. Of course, I also want to deal with the Caucasus front and to get the oil in Baku. Though, of course, I won't get all of it at once, but at the very least, that will cripple the Soviet Union's oil production, which I need. So since the episode is coming to an end, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see all of you soon in the potentially final part that is coming.